Egypt, a more than mystical place to the modern traveler. Egyptian imagery is splashed across our television screens in programs of history, travel, and any other suitable subject where one can catch a rub from this exotic locale. Egypt's monuments are legendary, storied destinations even to ancient travelers. I came to Egypt in 2008. This is what I saw. The Nile still attempts to dominate all. It cuts its way north to the sea despite the best efforts of man to bend its will. It was the first sight that made an impression, previously only a twisting blue line on a map. It is impressive and beautiful against the world crafted along it, though here, it is merely a name on a long list in a place well stocked on world wonders. They are as magnificent as any description can hope to convey. The pyramids of Giza, every bit a singular achievement in the history of mankind. Tourists are brought here, to this plateau and its postcard panorama before being hurried along to the next site. They stack in here, a bottleneck for local commerce, the first of many I would encounter. Quickly enough, we were herded away and back onto a bus. On this particular drive, I feel I began to see the real Egypt, beyond the granite and sandstone tourist traps, the ticket booths, and the endless shop fronts of papyrus, perfume, and alabaster. Television never prepares you for the crowds. They clean the sites free of wandering tourists and hide the odd gawkers by a severe low angle. It can be misleading. This was a shock, as no amount of patience can give you the pristine photo or exotic memory without the chatter of 100 languages and a local man trying to take your camera, snap a photo, and charge you for it afterwards.
The Egyptian Museum is a very famous museum.
The true shock came in the realization that this was the off-peak period for travelers. The sea of red brick housing stretches out across the outskirts of Cairo. Most appear unfinished, with steel rods poking out of their abandoned upper floors. It was explained to me that this is done by builders to avoid a certain Egyptian housing tax. The appearance of so many square miles of seemingly abandoned housing does nothing to remove the third world sheen of this country. It was at this point, on the second day of my trip, that my attention was drawn to one of the most prominent features among so many others: the rubbish. It lies seemingly everywhere, crushed underfoot into great floor mats or piled into alleyways and empty lots. No place was immune to the infection, not the crowded city Cairo or the sands of Giza. At first, it did not seem a part of these people's lives, serving no further purpose than a toss into the wind. Cellophane wrappings, Coca-Cola cans, fast food styrofoam, the annoyance of the present and the monuments of the future. Though the rubbish of my home found its way conveniently to the landfill, though no less prominent in the long run, I suppose, here it was merely thrown down to the earth and forgotten, ignored. This is the mortuary temple of Hatshepsut, a female pharaoh of the 18th dynasty. It is an impressive structure, built into the sharp cliff face behind. But it is only a reconstruction, as most of the great temple complexes on display for paying tourists are in modern Egypt. It has been heavily reconstructed. Is this what it actually looked like 3,500 years ago? This was the only question that went through my mind as our tour whisked us through several temples: Philae, Karnak, Luxor, the names staying with the scenery blurring. They were all piles of rubble once, massive stone puzzles waiting to be formed into a picture for a nation's economic well-being. Another question. What is Egyptian material culture? The ruin in the sand, or the well-lit reconstruction? The ultimate construct, Abu Simbel. It is a soundstage caged in stone. The damming of the Nile to form Lake Nasser in the 1960s gave Egypt a choice: move the entire temple complex or lose it beneath the waters of the largest man-made lake in the world. The temple was cut apart into large blocks, moved 65 meters higher and 200 meters back away from the rising flood. This place gave me an uneasy feeling. Its relocation was necessary to preserve the stunning work of Ramses II, but it sits inside a shell on a natural mountain. This was not the Egypt of the Age of Discovery, just another habitual stop on a tour, a wing in a museum.